for this auspicious occasion. Let me begin by briefly introducing our guest speaker today, Ms. Donna Ross-Wawczynski, headmistress of Altrincham Grammar School for Girls, our sister school in Manchester, England. I'd also like to recognize Mr. Naohiko Amano, president of SHIP, our 6-year program Parents Association, and Mr. Yasunari Usami, president of our Alumni Association. Thank you for being here today. Today, we celebrate graduation exercises for the Nagoya International Junior and Senior High School class of 2011. Today, we recognize the graduation of 60 students from our integrated 6-year program and the graduation of 50 students from our 3-year Senior High School International Studies Division. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate each and every one of our graduating students. These past years have been eventful, but they have worked hard, they've earned our respect, and today they complete their secondary studies. Congratulations to all of you. I'd like to begin by saying a few words of appreciation to the parents of our graduates. Thanks to your unflagging encouragement and your firm support, your children have succeeded in completing a rigorous course of studies and now stand poised to participate in the world as thoughtful young adults. We at the school are extremely grateful to you for your support, your cooperation, and the sacrifices you have made on behalf of your children. I'd like to address my remaining remarks to the graduating students. All of you have read our mission statement, and you've heard it as a topic of discussion on many, many occasions. In that statement, we claim to educate our students to be compassionate citizens of the world. I want to suggest some ways that you can stay on this important path in the years to come. First, it's essential that you take an active interest in global affairs. If you read the news regularly, or if you travel extensively, you will become quickly aware that our world presents us with many conspicuous failings. The gaps between the very rich and the very poor, between ideals and reality, and between concern and indifference. The amounts of the world resources controlled by the richest and the poorest segments of the population is more disproportionate than ever. Many leaders pay lip service to noble ideals, but pursue policies not aligned with these. And while there's growing concern, especially among the young, with the problems that humanity faces, these very same young people have become increasingly indifferent, either because they don't think they can make a difference or they don't care to try. I want to challenge all of you, the future leaders of this country, to cultivate compassion and to renounce indifference. The world cries out for our compassion, our solidarity, and the dedication of our gifts and talents to the common good. As our world gets smaller, more closely connected, we are very quickly running out of excuses to ignore the needs of our fellow human beings. We have, in short, a responsibility to face our world. I know all of you are very interested in our world. The trips you've taken to England, Canada, and New Zealand have only sharpened this curiosity. As you move into this next phase of your lives, I want to encourage you to form opinions about large international issues. Debate your friends about social values and justice. Recently, we had a model United Nations debate in English here on this campus. Many of you participated. One of the issues we tackled was humanitarian assistance to North Korea. And I remember asking one student what that student thought about this issue. And the student said, "Extreme poverty makes no sense. There are people in a neighboring country, children, who are dying because they don't have food or access to medicine. We have to say no to this kind of poverty." Being able to express your opinion about large issues in this way is one mark of a truly global citizen. I also want to encourage you to develop your leadership skills. There are many ways to do this, but I'll mention two today. First, endeavor to be responsible, accountable, trustworthy, and compassionate. In other words, cultivate integrity. All leaders need integrity. Second, serve your communities. Serving in your communities is one of the great ways for young people to open their eyes to the needs of the community and to call on themselves for a compassionate response. Many of you have served your communities well in your high school years. You've raised money for charity at all of your culture festivals. Many of you, dozens of you, have volunteered every year for the walkathon to raise money for local agencies. And just in December, right here on our campus, we had a special Christmas event for 300 orphans, and dozens of you volunteered for that. This is very important and meaningful work. I also want to encourage you to continue your study of English and to learn to speak it very well, because it is a common language of the world. As you become young adults, you're going to inherit some very big problems. Global warming, terrorism, lack of food and clean water, and extreme poverty, just to name a few. To solve these problems, you're going to have conversations with young people in other countries around the world. And it will need to be in a common language like English. So please continue to study it. If you can have these kind of conversations, then you can become advocates of dialogue and mutual understanding instead of conflict and intimidation. Finally, I want to urge you to remember our school motto, Frontier Spirit. Blaze your own trails. Be leaders, not followers. In the years ahead, you will have many chances to weave stories of triumph over adversity into the narratives of your lives. You will face some large challenges, but if you have frontier spirit, if you believe implicitly that you can do anything to make a difference in the world, then there's nothing that you cannot do. These last 3 years, for some of you, 6 years for others, have been eventful. You've grown a lot. I don't think you realize just how much you have grown. You now have the fundamental skills and dispositions to be compassionate citizens of the world. I urge you to refine these skills and dispositions in the years ahead so that you'll have the confidence to demand a world where intolerance, injustice, and indifference do not take priority over dialogue, mutual respect, and human decency. You're our best hope for a world at peace. I know you won't disappoint us. Congratulations to all of you again on this special day. I wish you all the joy of a life of learning and giving, of prosperity and purpose. Thank you.